Big Max, how are you,
Roo,
mate?
how are you? Yeah, good,
Very,
mate. Good to
very
see you.
well. Likewise. How you been?
Yeah, good. It's good getting back into training. So yeah, loving it.
How was the mate? How was the time off? Must have been
Yeah,
frustrating. You hit the ground running, round one.
yeah. It was a weird feeling. You're sort of ready to get into the day-to-day schedule of everything. Um, and then yeah, it all changes. But I guess everyone sort of went through that. But yeah, definitely good to be back and good to see all the boys and yeah, we're nearly back into it.
Yeah, no, we're all very excited, mate. We get to see you run around again soon. See all the boys run around. It's good of you to join me on DinneRoo, brought to us by Deliveroo. I've got my dinner here in front of me, mate. I've got the chicken and broccoli. What have you gone for? You got some. Surely,
I've
surely you've got a steak or something, mate. Get some meat on that frame of yours.
I've actually got some spaghetti bolognese coming. We've got a big main training tomorrow, so I thought I'd carb up tonight.
Yeah, well done, mate. It's obviously been a big period of time for you since you arrived at the football club, and I don't think anyone could have anticipated it going like this year. Certainly big raps and a lot of excitement around your debut in round one. But take us through sort of your childhood before you got drafted as a St Kilda supporter growing up. What was it like barracking for the Saints as a kid?
Yeah, we were huge on the Saints in our family. My brother and I, we went to most games. We loved it. We went to the family days, things like that. So yeah, we were really involved as supporters. With that was some bit of devastation as young kids, learning how to lose a little bit. We were at all three of the grand finals as a family. So um, yeah, which
We had,
was
we had some
good.
good times as well, mate. We had
Yeah,
some good.
absolutely.
Oh,
We
we're
definitely
all
had
bad,
some
were
great
we?
games.
Surely.
But yeah, just couldn't get it done in the grannies. So yeah, we really loved the Saints growing up. So yeah, it was obviously pretty cool for me to end up there.
How did you arrive on St Kilda as a team to barrack? Was that because your whole family were Saints supporters, or
Yeah, it was through dad really, and maybe grand pa as well. So yeah, it's just always been in the family. We've always sort of grown up around this area, which has been known as the St Kilda sort of area. So yeah, we definitely didn't really have a choice growing up, but yeah, always been Saints.
yeah, great. What about some of your favourite players and favourite players to watch throughout that period? I'm on this with you, mate, so we won't make it awkward. But what about some of your favourites? Who were they?
Well, my first ever Saints jumper was Troy Schwartz, which is a bit of an old
Shorter.
one. Yeah, so I had number 40 on my back as a really young kid because I loved his hair.
Ooh.
Um, and then from there, yeah, the main ones, yourself, Lenny, um, Goddard. Yeah, those were the sort of the main ones that we love
Yeah, you would
watching.
have been up and about when Shorter kicked that big one against the Lions that night.
Yeah, that was huge. The bomb from 60.
Yeah. He's a good man, Shorter. He's still keep in touch with him and all the boys. He's sort of still part of that group. So I'll make sure he's tuned into this because he'll be pumped that the number four copped a bit of recognition. So you and your brother were both Saints supporters. You followed the same sort of players, or did he have any that he liked sort of more than you?
Yeah, pretty similar. He was a defender growing up, so um, maybe a bit of Zach Dawson. Who else? Jason Blake down there. So
Yeah, no, we
yeah,
had, we had a
nice
pretty good
to
crew
him.
down there. Maxie Hutchinson was
Yeah,
probably he was
yeah.
a pick.
Oh, yeah. How can I forget Maxi, superstar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a pick of them. What about sort of later on when in your junior footy career? We know, or we've been told that you were a really really good student. Almost raised the bat with your VCA, which is an amazing achievement. How did you go combining your footy, which was obviously gearing up, becoming really really important with your schoolwork throughout that period?
Yeah, it's a tough thing to sort of learn how to balance all that. Academics and schoolwork is pretty big in my family. So from a young age, mum and dad were pretty keen on all that stuff. And then, yeah, it helped in my year 12 year that I was doing rehab for my knee. So I really wasn't playing much footy. So had a bit of extra time to put towards studies and things like that. So
you got to do a lot of that rehab at St Kilda, didn't you?
Yeah, which was cool for me. I got to meet a few of the guys. So yeah, I was very lucky to be able to use those facilities.
Well, how intimidating was that? Surely, as a player that hadn't been drafted yet, you would have been walking through the corridors and St Kilda supporter. Yeah, were there any? Who were the guys that were really friendly, and who were the guys that were a little bit, too good? I want you to dob a few in.
Yeah, I don't know if I can name names, but I remember I had a really good chat with Big Paddy McCartan one day, and he made me feel real comfortable. A lot of the other boys would sort of come over and shake my hand and say g'day. So no, nothing to report. Everyone's pretty good.
What's since you've arrived and you're now in the AFL system, what's been has there been anything that's really shocked you in terms of the transition, or has it sort of been what you'd expect it would be?
Yeah, pretty much what I expected. It's probably just as a young kid, you just love playing footy, and you don't really think about it. You go out there each weekend, you play, you enjoy it. Whereas when it's a 24-hour thing, like every day of the week, it sort of changes it a little bit. And yeah, it's something to get used to. They're longer days, lots of meetings and things like that. So as you probably would have found as a young kid coming in, it's definitely takes a while to get used to all that side of it.
What about your first game, mate? You got your first goal under your belt. Was it strange? Kicking your first goal. Clearly, it wasn't how you expected it was gonna look.
Yeah, it was a bit strange. Like, I love the experience. It was a great. It'll be a great memory for me. But yeah, it definitely is weird having. Well, there was 3 people at the ground, and they were my family. So yeah, I guess hopefully it's something I look back on, and it's a bit cool. Like, I'll be able to tell people. Yeah, there was only 3 people at my first game, but yeah, definitely a bit eerie feeling that day.
It was mate. I'll tell you right now, it was better than my first game. We got beaten by 97 points on a Friday night at Colonial Stadium. It was then. I had 3 touches, and Malcolm Blight got sacked on the Tuesday. So your first game panned out a little bit better than mine. So
a lot better.
Should be all onward and upwards from here.
Do you still keep in touch with a lot of the guys that you used to play with?
Yeah. I mean, I guess because we were part of such a, in terms of sort of that relative success, such a dominant team throughout that period, and so many amazing shared experiences. And I'm not sure we'd be any tighter if we actually had have won the flag. I think it's the shared experience that creates the bond. So whether it's really high highs or almost getting there and experiencing that low, I think that really solidifies sort of your bond with those guys. So we've got a really tight group still. We've got a text message thread which absolutely exploded the other day when Lenny Hayes was inducted into the Hall of Fame, which was just a really proud moment for all of us who were lucky enough to play footy with him. What was that like at the club? Did the club do anything sort of internally this week when that was announced?
It's sort of hard at the moment because everyone's so split up. But yeah, we sent around the video of Lenny speaking, and yeah, we just thought you could take a lot from how he carries himself and how other people talk about him. Yeah, he definitely sounded like a great teammate to have. Yeah,
no, he was incredible. I mean, he was for a key forward. He was an absolute dream to play with, just from the way he would set the game up for you from that point of view. So that's in a pure football point of view. He's a beautiful kick. He would just put it to space and let you run into it, almost without even leading. He was one of those great, the kick drawing the lead sort of guys, and just so tough and selfless and a ripping guy off the field as well. So really the complete package in terms of a teammate. Yeah, you're right. Like I was lucky enough to play with a lot of great guys, and early in my career I had guys like Fraser Gehrig, who was unbelievable to play with in the forward line. Just clear out the 50, run around, get the ball, and just bomb it near him somewhere, and he'll throw someone out of the way and mark it. I mean, it's pretty incredible now to think that footy was played like that as recently as 15 years ago. But he was just such a force, and Aaron Hamill, who was such a great mentor, and clearly guys like Robert Harvey and Stewie Lowe and Berkey and Tomo and these guys. It was a pretty special era to be able to play in. So yeah, I miss it though, mate. It goes pretty quick. I was at your first game, sitting up there in the stands, and I couldn't help but sort of think about myself in the same situation and how it's almost 20 years ago. So it's you're not a young rookie forever. So it's but they really are the best years of your life. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
So what about your family throughout this period as well, mate? Because I know your family have ridden this sort of journey, getting drafted, rehabbing all of last year, and I know how frustrated you were at times last year about not being able to get out there. But this period must have been pretty challenging for you as well to just keep that fire burning.
Yeah, it's weird. Mum and Dad have been really helpful in this period. They've been at home most of the time, so they've sort of kept me busy a little bit. They help keeping me motivated as well. We set up a little gym in the garage, which was helpful. Try and put some weight on, so that was good. But yeah, as you know, parents they ride all the highs and lows just as much as you do. So yeah, they're just grateful at the moment that I'm healthy and able to play.
Yeah, well, awesome, mate. No, it's really exciting. I guess that's the key sort of for anyone is to try and stay as healthy as you possibly can and do all the right things, but without a mind that's ready to attack it, it doesn't really count. So how are the nerves? And do you feel like the nerves are starting to build up again now as we get closer towards kicking off with games again?
Yeah, not yet. I'm definitely thinking about it a lot more as it gets closer. And then, I think a few days out, the nerves will come back. But I think once you just get in the week-to-week habit of playing each week, they'll settle pretty quickly. So,
do you get nervous before games?
I have been the last few years, yeah. So I think that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with for a while. But yeah, I do get very nervous these days.
Yeah, no, I was the same. I used to hate the build up to game day. Didn't enjoy it at all. Once the ball was bounced, I was fine, but just the anxiety around just waiting to get out there and play, it was something that I wish I didn't have to go through. And I would look at teammates like Joey would just be so cool, so calm, so relaxed. He'd look at me like I was a complete lunatic, but I guess that was just how I needed to be to get myself ready to play. And it sounds like you're pretty similar. So
yeah,
everyone's different, mate. So yeah, good luck. But it's been really, really good to catch up, mate. I'm excited to be able to get down to the footy club again when we're allowed to. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm bloody excited to see you back out there in round 2, mate. As with all the boys as well, but. Clearly got a pretty keen eye on the number 12.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Likewise. Good luck, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
See you, Max. See you, mate.